Welcome to this LibreOffice Calc project, a simple Gantt chart. The Gantt chart is a type of bar chart invented back in the early 20th century, but still widely used for project schedules. In part 1, I'm going to set up the tables for the chart and demonstrate some new functions. In part 2, I'll build the actual chart. I'll make it for the month of June 2015. The first thing I'll need is a table for holidays in the month. So in A1, I'll type holidays, press enter. Click A1 again, and I'll go to the background drop-down on the toolbar and choose a background color. I'll select A1 to A5. Go to the Borders drop-down on the toolbar and select Borders All Around. This will allow up to 4 holidays for the month. There's no holidays in June really, at least where I live, so I'll make up some. Let's see, June 3rd and June 18th. Just so I have some for demonstration purposes. In row 7, I'll make the table for the projects. In A7, type project. This will be for the project name. Press tab. In B7, I'll type start date. Press tab. In C7, type days. This will be how many days the project will last. Tab. In D7, type end date. Press enter. Now select A7 to D7 and go to the background drop-down and add a background color. Now I want the table to contain up to 10 projects, so select from A7 to D17. Then go to the Borders drop-down and choose Borders on all sides. So now for the dates of the month. I'll type in E7 6/1/15. Press enter. Then I'll click in E6 and type equals. Click E7. Press enter. Right-click on E6 and choose Format Cells. Now I'm going to do some custom formatting here. Down where it says Format Code, select what's in the text box and delete it. Then type DDD. This will give the abbreviation of the day of the week. You can see a preview here in this window. Click OK. Now I'll select both cells and drag the fill handle to the right until I have the whole month. You might have to stop in places to see where you are, and if you go too far, just drag the fill handle back. Okay, now I've got the whole month. While I've got the cells selected, I'll go to the background drop-down and choose a background color. Okay, now we got the table finished. Here I'll show you a few new functions. First, the isNumber function. This function tests whether there's a number in a cell. I'll type into E1 5. Then in F1, I'll type equals isNumber. Press enter. Then click cell E1. Press enter. And I got a true. Now I'll click cell E1 and press delete, and it turns to false. A date is also a number. If I type 6/1/15, 15 and press enter, it goes to true. Very straightforward. Now the next function I want to show you is called the Workday International. Sounds like some sort of political committee or something, but it's a function. It returns the date after or before a specified number of workdays. Here's how it works. I'll type in F3 equals WORKDAY.INTL. Press enter. The first parameter is the start date. I'll click E7. Comma. The days. This is the number of days. I'll type a 6. Comma. Next parameter is optional, number or string. This is a code for the weekend. If I leave it out or put a 1 in, it will assume Saturday and Sunday are the weekend. You can put in different codes for weekends. For example, a 2 would mean Sunday and Monday. 3, Monday and Tuesday are the weekend, and so on. Whatever the situation is for your company. I have a link to a list of all the codes under the video. I'll put in a 1 for Saturday and Sunday. Comma. The final parameter is an array. This is an array of dates for holidays. So here I'll select the holiday table, A2 to A5. Now press enter. It gives me the date 6/10. This is the date after 6 working days. So 6/1 and 6/2, Monday and Tuesday, are working days, but 6/3 is in the holidays table, so it skips this. Then 6/4, 6/5 are working days. The 6th and 7th are Saturday and Sunday. The 8th and 9th are working days again, and that makes 6 working days. 6/10, the date it returns, is the date after 6 working days. So Workday International is what I'll use to determine the end date in my project list. First, I'll put in a project so I have something to test. I'll just call it Project 1, tab. Start date will be 6/1/15, tab, and it'll go for 5 days. Press tab. Now for the formula. Firstly, I'm going to use an if function to test whether there's a number in the days column. I need to do this since I'm going to copy the formula down the column. If the cell in the days column is blank, I don't want it to do any sort of calculation. I'll use the isNumber function for this. So I'll type into cell D8 equals if, press enter. Type isNumber, press enter. Click cell C8. Click right after the isNumber parentheses. Type a comma. Now, for the then value. If there's a number in C8, I want the Workday International function to tell me the end date of the project. So type Workday.INTL. Press enter. For the start date, click the start date in B8. Comma. For days, click C8, comma. Now the next parameter, number or string, this is the weekend. I'll use a 1 for Saturday and Sunday. Type a comma. The last parameter, array. This is the holiday table, so select A2 to A5. This needs to be an absolute row reference. so that when the formula is copied down, the dates don't move too. Press Shift F4 2 times. Now click after the Workday International parentheses. This function returns the day after the last workday. I want the last workday, so type -1 here. Now type a comma, then double quote, unquote. I want the cell to be blank if there's no project entered. Press Enter. Whoops, I need to format this column for date. So select D8 to D17 and press Shift Control 3. It gives an end date of 6/8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gives me the last date of the project now. Click in D8 again and drag the fill handle down to the bottom of the table so I can have up to 10 projects. I can add another project to test it. I'll type into A9 Project 2 tab Start date 6/10 tab days 10. Press Enter and it gives me 6/24 for the end date. Now everything is set up to create the chart in the next video. See you then!